This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Now let's talk about the relationship between Uruguay and then African countries. One thing I always share is usually Uruguay is a big nation in terms of the World Cup. They've always been there. I mean, they hosted it for the first time ever. I've been here. Now they have a certain spiritual connection in terms of the World Cup games that comes between or more any African countries. Now over the back, make a craft for the graphics because this is 2002 and a feed USA free. So obviously, Unyana said the open. Now this game, Senegal took the lead in the first half, 3 goals. Uruguay. But you know, so be blaming to mental strength or be blaming to reorganization. 2 minutes inside the second half, now Uruguay and 2 goals from Ricardo Morales, this guy on your screen. Now what a and Ediama Uruguay. It was all the goals in general. It was a game. Senegal never settled throughout the course of the second half. 3 goals in general. Uruguay ever. Now this guy, Forlan has always been tormenting African teams. He was a bit younger at that time. Diego Forlan made sure say announced in Japan, Korea 2002. Diego Forlan, look at that volley from that almost 40-meter distance. He made sure say they are getting the goal scored for the countryside. And you know, it was a penalty against Senegal and for Uruguay. Referee in the South or Tennessee, Senegal indeed caused the penalty. So 3 goals. They scored in the first half, in the second half they lost it all in a minute. Now this is against South Africa, and from Diego Forlan once again, he's always been doing his thing. South Africa conceded from Uruguay 3 goals, but 2 of them fell in the second half. I am still on the second half spiritual connection, whatever you want to call it, but this is it. Uruguay have always been doing it, and to me, Colin did this thing against Luis Suarez, and the referee said it's a red card in addition to the penalty. Remember, sometimes rule no changes no. And this Forlan guy made sure said Uruguay got 2 goals against South Africa out of the 3 goals in the second half. So the second half has always been an issue to deal with in terms of African countries against a certain Uruguay. Now, Luis Suarez provided this goal for Pereira, and it was all joyous moment for Uruguay. They really did this magic against South Africa. Home. You remember South Africa hosted back in 2010. They met Ghana. You've seen the flag. They met Ghana. In that stage, we don't even want to think about it. But this free kick, it got some bend behind the power. And, Olele had nothing absolutely to do. But Diego Forlan has always been showing some immense talent in terms of this platform. But don't forget, it's not here this time. But Olele had nothing to do with this ball. No saving chance of, saving the situation. But Ghana conceded. That was also in the second half. Don't forget, we are moving further. In terms of the relationship, Egypt, after escaping this particular free kick from, Cavani, they were still there in the second half. This should have been at the back of the net had it not been that explicit save from El Shanawi. But Uruguay made sure, Maria Jimenez had the last say at the 89th minute in Russia 2018. From Russia, we are in Qatar. We are meeting Uruguay tomorrow. And I am telling you something with this game. Now, listen. Why have we conceded 2 goals against Korea all in the space of 5 minutes? Don't forget, we also conceded 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes against Portugal. There is a relationship. Don't forget the pattern of trend, how they attack us. The fullback, they've always been attacking the fullback. João Felix had that goal against Ghana for Portugal, and it was true where Baba Rahman is. You saw that. Baba Rahman had absolutely nothing to do in terms of, clearing or intercepting that pass from midfield. We lost possession from Jordan Ayew. We've spoken of it quite some time, but I'll tell you the reason why it keeps repeating itself each and every time. And the other goal was also through the other fullback position. It's not a miracle, it's scientific. We'll be talking about it very soon. But why have they always been attacking the fullbacks? Now, I'll take you to the next game against a certain South Korea, and they attacked both the fullbacks and then the center backs. Now, this is it. After this particular situation, I'll tell you why it's always been repeating itself. The fullbacks and then the center backs. Ronaldo had his penalty caused by our center back. So if your fullbacks, if you're general, your center backs and also but there is a secret to it, and we'll be talking about it very soon. Now, sir, I've been telling you, sir, Uruguay have always been doing their thing, and look, when you had this chance to defend, it was so tough. At this point, I'm asking one question. Who is blocking this ball? Whether you call it overload or underload, we are not defending properly. And this is the kind of situation we go into the World Cup and it becomes so tough. So, General, clearly look at the space here. It's a one-on-one situation, but the Ghana player has no position in stopping this particular cross. Now think about what happens in the area. So in two different situations, the source of the ball, the destination of the ball, we indeed always struggle to defend. And this is a cross scored from a South Korean. Are they even durable in the air? But they've been doing it. Now look at that save. You thought probably that was a goal, but I was trying to tell you, even Atisgi made a save, general not any goal, but it was from a crossing source. And this particular situation, we had absolutely nothing to do. But it's been repeating. That particular angle, for the third time, you are seeing a ball source, a chances source from the right fullback position. Whether it is Alidu, whether it is Tariq Lamptey, whether it is Odoi, don't ever be deceived. Our laterals will be conceding. They'll be conceding the chances. And in the box, we need to be very much prepared to face the Uruguayans. Now, I'll tell you something very much here, and this is what we need to be working on. Now, Osha game now, and most often, what you need to understand from these guys, and then they come prepared. They know where to hit you hard. Each and every moment, they know where to hit you. So I'm telling you something very important here. In general, we considered 5 minutes against South Korea, 5 minutes against Portugal. But don't forget, we considered 3 goals against Brazil in the first half, from the 9th minute to the 40th minute. So if averaging, it means every 10 minutes we considered a goal against Brazil. All 3 goals were scored in the first half. Average those 10 minutes each, it means we considered. Now the reality is that this is our back four. This is our back four. It is either like that or like that. They are always attacking our fullbacks. It is either like that or like that. But don't forget, we lose certain situations in midfield. This is where we lose our chances. We lose certain possession. And they really attack us so direct. Why does it happen this way? The day you scored right against Portugal and we conceded. Don't forget. So I'll be analyzing the situation, and then we find out why does it happen that way. We lose possession in between the lines, and no, we are gone. We are conceded. So each and every time, whether it's the back three, whatever you call it, we've always been conceding like that. And this is the situation. Now I'll tell you, even if it is a back five, generally the Etienne said, "Oh, share back five." It's always been creating some problems for us. Rafael Leao go no Shefria. João Felix go no Shefria. It means these guys are out, the wing backs, exposing the back three. Why does this mathematics work against Ghana? Instead of us to defend in the back five, it is literally like a back three. They always take advantage of these spaces, the half spaces between the wing backs and then the left center back or the right center back. Why does it happen this way? To stay very compact, this space has to be, cleared away so that we can defend in a back five. But it doesn't happen that way. Now, I'll be telling you 2 things. The first one is the mental strength. That is when I agree with Andy Kem. The mental strength, now you can break it into 2. The attitude after conceding. The attitude after conceding. And then 2, to stay resolute after scoring the first goal. 2 situations, either you stay complacent or the mood, the emotions bring you down after conceding. So which one is our problem? The third one I will tell you is reorganization. Now this is the reality. Whenever we concede, whenever you scored, you were expected, General, to put some good measure in order not to concede once again. But we've had a problem with reorganization whenever we concede. And it's been a big problem for we as a Ghanaians. How do we solve it? Reorganization. How to reorganize after scoring? After conceding. How do we reorganize? The day scored, we conceded. We conceded the next goal against Korea and then we conceded another. How do we reorganize ourselves? It's down to awareness. It's down to concentration. Don't forget Salusi's goal. Don't forget the 2 headers from Korea. Awareness and then concentration. After conceding, you have awareness to stay focused on the opponent. And then 2, whenever you concede, the mental strength to back and then put yourself together. These are the 2 situations that tormented the Blasters in the last couple of games. Also switched from the Brazil game, the Switzerland game, we never conceded. But down in Qatar, we are conceding through this situation. So, General, the question is up to all of us. How do we organize ourselves against the Uruguayans? I've given you the connection, the relationship between Uruguay and the African teams. I've also told you how we have always been conceding. Don't forget, you have conceded 5 goals in 2 games. It is 5 goals in 2 second halves. Korea was in the second half. Portugal, those goals were also in the second half. How do we stay resolute? If we go 0-0 in the first half, how do we progress and proceed to win the game? How do we reorganize the mental strength? Are we showing it? We need these factors to win against Uruguay tomorrow. General.
Okay. Newton Lartey school out there corner. I'm say ama yina your abuto kakra why adwuma papa na nya second half keke your time now mo this no so 2 minutes 3 minutes 2 minutes 3 minutes no mo wie ho adwuma 2 goals
yes
na aba
yes
why adwuma this Newton guy should be helped to open a school to teach people why he always demonstrates on Kessben television. He's too much. Bob Marley once said some things cannot be copied. We every anefi sunyai zongo unadi we and so abrey Kandahar udie I don't know. Hi Kessben TV, please, if Ghana qualifies, which country will Ghana face at the round of 16? Amano Ebenezer would we every Shiashi Accra unadi we and so abrey. Also Ghana your group H. Ghana will group H. Sorry. Ghana will group H. One obusa. Okay. Kala. Time out there ba. Ne confusion out there eba. One here the 1 hour the best solve our problem out there by. So pa.
I'm not your confusion at the mommy.
Okay. If Ghana qualifies, which country will Ghana face at the round of 16? Amano Ebenezer round, I would wait for Accra, Shiashi, and Abrey. Mediga Ghana, your group H. And Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, also our group G. And to our bedi first, our Ghana, Okushiado, this second, our group G. Udi first, our group H, a Ghana group now. Okushedo this second our group G. Udi second our group H. Okushedo the first our group H. Group G. Inti sanity Ghana see to me this second our group H now. We Okushedo the first. Say Brazil, say Switzerland, say Cameroon, say Serbia. Okay? And now say the second so Brazil is likely somebody first. And I'm top group.
Yes,
yes, last round of matches.
Yes, last round of matches.
You know, the best the who the better top group. Yes, Brazil and top group.
Yes, bet me about that. But Sergio, unse new team ye fantastic analysis be. So what shall
you share Brazil? You bet me share Switzerland, Serbia and Cameroon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say top group now.
Say it me top group no dia.
And Sergio, dynamics of group no ye.
Yes.
Portugal, it was 6 points.
Okay.
Plus of 3 goals.
Okay.
Ghana was 3 points. No goal. Yashe 5. And you conceded 5.
Okay.
And South Korea, it was 1 point minus 1 goal. 1 point minus 1 goal. And Uruguayans were 1 point minus of 2 goals.
Okay.
So dynamics in India. Say ye shep Uruguay 2-0. Now South Korea shep Portugal 2-0. South Korea beko 4 points. Yeah, ya share Uruguay 2-0. Yeah, beko 6 points. Na afe no ashe goals no. 2 na South Korea be share Portugal no. Seju e be kwato akoti omo 3 no so na no maba plus 1. Na ya ko plus of 2 already enishi. Na no na my opportunity ako group awo my top the group the group no. And Seju unse Newton can say Uruguay ashe 8 goals against African countries. 7 came in the second half.
Okay.
7.
And yes, your goals now conceding.
No, second half. Because 3-3 now, Newton here, no, in that against Senegal, Japan, Korea, no, all the 3 goals came in the second half.
Wow.
South Africa, first goal no kwane ba first half. The second 2 goals no eba in the second half. And you also saw say against Ghana, so omu goal no omu share no 1 goal no so came in the 55th minute.
Okay.
And no asa share Jose Maria Jimenez 89th minute goal now share against Egypt. Our last World Cup, Russia.
All right.
So 7 out of the 8 goals they scored against African countries at the World Cup all came in the second half. And that's where we have to work towards.
Our Mohammed. In fact, this guy, Marriage Attach, will be taken serious. I always listen to him normally, but today I've listened to him with focus. The guy is very, very good. Barros, Edway, Ifri, Bibiani, and Abraham Barros, Newton, Edasipa.